everybody. Welcome to the Witches Movie Coven. It's Wednesday. It is time to talk movies and witches in movies and get your black goat. Hug your black goat really tight because some of us are in scary places right now, calling from Los Angeles, and we have cold in the east and fires in the west and everything in between. But the show must go on. I am Patti Negri. I'm honored to be one of your hosts. And Inferno blessings. Yes, I just found out I might be having to evacuate. So if I run off, the rest of you are in charge. Leave Black Phillip. He'll be running things. Do I evacuate the goats? I don't know. I do. Okay. Anyway, I am one of your hosts. I'm going to be completely discombobulated tonight. I forewarn you right now. It's been that way all day. Let me have them introduce themselves. My beautiful, lovely, and I love them so much co-host, starting with the lovely Heather Greene.
Hi, I am Heather Greene, and I am in the South where it's cold and not going to evacuate, but I am snuggled up here near a heater. And I am an author, and I am a journalist and an editor at Llewellyn, working with wonderful authors who write witchy and occult books every day. And I'm happy to be here with my coven to celebrate Jason's birthday and to start out 2025.
Yes, indeed. Well, since you did mention his birthday now, let's go to the birthday boy himself, Jason Mankey.
I mean, I have to start by saying I love scotch. Scotchity scotch, scotch, scotch. Here it goes down into my belly. I've written many books, and my house smells of rich mahogany. And I don't know exactly how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
And he is. And now, how about the beautiful Courtney Buckley?
Oh, that's me. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. Courtney Buckley has arrived tonight with 13 pages of notes.
Yes!
In honor of Jason's birthday. So Patti, if you need to be discombobulated, babe, I got this. So we're good to go.
You are my hero. Thank you. And never least, Richard-Lael.
This just in, Richard-Lael is one name, not two. If I were just Richard, I would be 8. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming to you live, not dead, from the other end of the world. I am in the cold South, where, of course, we have the winds coming in from the north, and we also have the winds coming in from the south, creating a current right here where we are discussing today's show. But yes, I am known as the gentleman psychic. I'm a little bit of everywhere. I am easy to find. That is what I say. That's my story. And back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you all for joining in. Please jump in the chat room. We want your opinions on this. Even though Courtney has 13 pages, she's just making up for me tonight. This week's movie, Anchorman, because it's Jason's movie and it's Jason's birthday and it's Jason's choice.
Sorry, I apologize in advance. I did get an email. I did get a message this week. Anchorman. The only one I've been able to find is a Will Ferrell movie. Is this really what you're watching for Movie Coven? And I was like, yes, absolutely, it is.
Well, in honor of your birthday, I did come prepared not just with quotes, but 10 reasons why Anchorman is in fact a witch movie. So I will share those with everyone later.
I've just been excited about hearing the unbiased synopsis since I found out we were actually going to do this. I mean, I am ready. I am so excited about this and Heather's 5 things, because what is she going to say about this film? I mean, this is a treat for me personally. I am giddy. I'm going to drink some more scotch.
All right. Well, speaking of the unbiased synopsis, Richard-Lael, the show is yours.
So let us begin. I had never seen this movie. I have still never seen this movie all the way through. So I will, because I love Jason, I will never, as they say, yuck someone's yum. I will instead say this. It is a story about an Anchorman in the 1970s. I hear the fuzz. Okay, good. The static on the television is corrected. It is the story of an Anchorman in the 1970s and his less than intelligent co-hosts in a male-dominated arena. And Christine Applegate plays sort of the woman who is the first on the scene. And from what I gather, there's something about monkey pit or something. I looked that part up on Wikipedia because, again, I didn't watch the whole thing. And something about they fall in love, but I don't know. That was where I turned it off. I was literally in the halfway point. And I love you, Jason, but I pushed myself halfway. I watched half of this movie. That's all that I can give.
I am not disappointed. I did not expect you to get through this movie, my friend. I did not.
You made a valiant effort. You did try. A for effort.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I keep muting because my phone does not stop ringing. I apologize. So I'm going to be muted a lot. Thank you for that unbiased synopsis, which we now all understand the movie. But let's move on quickly then to Heather. Things you do need to know about this movie.
Okay, I'm going to move Black Phillip so I can look at my notes here. So first, I'm going to talk about some general notes about it. Then we'll talk about the team up that made this possible, the cast, the inspiration, and the aftermath. So first, general notes. It was a $26 million budget. It has earned about $90 million. It was not as much as they wanted initially, and neither the director nor Will Ferrell, they were known, but they weren't superstars. They weren't superstars at that point. I have to say it like that. It got mixed reviews. Exactly. It got mixed reviews, but it's since become a classic. It's since considered one of the classic comedies, especially related to Will Ferrell. So this was came out in 2004. Of course, it didn't do as well, so we didn't see anything in terms of a sequel until a bunch of years later, as it kind of grew on people, so to speak, right? An acquired taste, perhaps. It also so then the team up. Let's talk about the team up. So let me just get to so we have a team up between Will Ferrell and I can't read my handwriting. Adam, producer's last name, please, because I can't read my handwriting.
McKay.
McKay, thank you. There you go. Adam McKay. Yes, Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. He's the director. He also co-wrote this was the first team up they had. They had a number of team ups after that. Talladega Nights, the other guys, the second one of this movie. But they didn't originally want to do this one. They originally had a movie called about a car dealership. That was Will Ferrell's character. He was going to do a whole thing, a shtick. It didn't pan out, and then he saw an interview with a 70s news anchorman and said, "Ooh, that's my character." So they derived this movie around that. And the first script was very different, apparently. They had a news anchor. Well, I haven't gotten to him yet. Hold on. Wait a minute. They had a whole different story about a news anchor team that gets stranded in the desert. There's the singing sharks, and there's ninja orangutans that attack them, and all kinds of other things. That was panned, and the studio said, "No way, redo it." They redid it, and this is what we have.
I want that one.
I know, right? A whole singing number with attacking sharks and stuff.
Obviously.
I'm like, I don't know. It's like Sharknado meets, I don't know, something.
Meets The Killing Tree. Take all my money.
Well, you can write them and request a new version, perhaps an Anchorman 3 in the wilderness. So then let's talk about this cast. Now, I could go on for hours about the cast because there's so many people that are notable in here or known in here, but I'm gonna kind of contain it to some of the major faces, of course, Will Ferrell. He's won 6 Emmys. He started in SNL, which is why we have to say he's a superstar. And he started around that same time in the late 90s. Most recently, I don't really have to give him a whole lot of notoriety. We talked about him in Bewitched, which is not one of his best movies, in my personal opinion. He's most recently in not Depeche Mode. What? No,
He's playing cowboy.
Me.
He's playing cowbell in Depeche
Cowbell,
Mode.
fantastic. Yeah, cowbell in Depeche Mode. Despicable Me. You can see I can't read my own handwriting. He was also the producer and in Barbie more recently, and he is starring in a movie coming up this month called You're Cordially Invited with Reese Witherspoon. But he's been in a ton of stuff. Most people know him. He's very familiar, and he's very well liked, apparently, from my understanding. Of course, he's the star. You also have Steve Carell, of course, of Office fame. He was Michael Scott. He won an award for that. He started out in the Dana Carvey Show, also in comedy on television. Most recently, he's been, of course, Despicable Me. He plays Gru. And if you haven't seen Wes Anderson's Asteroid City, I recommend it. It's unusual, different. Steve Carell is in that. Another one that probably doesn't need too much, Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is Ant-Man. If you don't know him otherwise, he is also started out in the early 90s, I believe, in TV and commercials. He was in a movie called Wanderlust, which I recommend people watching. It's very funny. He's funny in it. He's great. Most recently, I think he was in the most recent Ghostbusters as well. So he's been on Broadway and done. Oh, he's going to be in a movie called a horror movie Supernatural called Death of a Unicorn. So let's be looking out for that one. It might be in our witchy circles.
Terrific also in Only Murders in the Building, which he has a big role in season 3, and he comes back in season 4 too.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I only watched the first season of that and kind of gave out on it, so that's good to know. Yeah, he's been in a ton. All these guys, he's going to be in a ton of stuff. And do I continue?
The fire. So we're going to close the show for right now. It's on Laurel. So I guess we're going to close the show for now. Or should we? Happy birthday, and we'll just pack in just in case is what we're hearing from the producer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can we say what we're doing next week really quickly for those of you?
Yeah. We have the Serpent and the Rainbow next week, since we have to close the show down. So everybody go ahead and watch that one for next week, and I guess you'll hear from us on what's going on.
Everybody be safe. Patti, be safe. I love you all. Be safe.